Here in America, like Facebook Marketplace is a big thing, and so I'm selling something on Facebook Marketplace. And somebody had asked for the dimensions of it, and so I sent them the dimensions, and I just got a message that said, "Thank you for your time. Unfortunately, it's too long," and I just want to reply.
That's what she said.
Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reactions. YouTube Corbin.
All right.
You can follow us on Instagram,
Twitter.
Juicy content.
Follow us over there. We do things. He goes live, I go live. He does Twitter, I do cram.
Subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell, and like this video, because you do it. Yeah. Today we got a little, this is from Ted Ed. But this
awesome.
Read this title for me.
Savitri and Satyavan, the legend of the princess who outwitted death.
This is dig into the tale of Princess and her true
Savitri
love.
and her true one love, Satyavan.
So this is a big Hindu mythology story. And so obviously we have a massive audience who is Hindu.
Yep.
And I feel like if you're Indian, you probably know a lot of it. Even if you're not Hindu,
and
you know a lot of the stories.
It's
just
part
so
of the culture. Often referenced. And I remember the first time it was ever referenced, and I was like, oh, I really need to pay attention to this even more. I believe the first time I remember it really referenced was Big B's talking to Topsy in Badla, and he's giving an analogy about something that's from this, and it is just, yeah. If you're Indian, it's part of culture.
Even if you're not Hindu,
yeah.
Even maybe he is. I don't feel like Anurag is particularly a religious person. He just doesn't strike me as that. But Sacred Games had so much religious undertones in terms of how they crafted the story to be like some Hindu mythology as well.
Yeah.
And there's in countless amounts of films that we've seen.
Yep.
And so a lot of people have sent
films that are depictions of those stories. And
I'm sure there's millions of stories.
Oh my goodness.
But this is just one of them.
Cool.
And so there's a little 5-minute kind of goes over the story a little bit.
Awesome.
So hopefully in the future, if somebody's telling this kind of story that has to do with it, we can pick it up.
Hopefully we'll remember. Can't guarantee it.
Once again, if any information in this video is wrong, blame the video. Do not blame us. We are just reacting.
Not our fault. We're just reacting.
Here we go.
Princess Savitri of the Madra Kingdom was as benevolent, brilliant and bright as the sun god she was named for. Her grace was known throughout the land, and many powerful princes and wealthy merchants flocked to her family's palace to seek her hand in marriage. But upon witnessing her blinding splendor in person, the men lost their nerve. Unimpressed with these suitors, the princess determined to find a husband herself. Mounting her golden chariot, she traveled through rolling deserts, glittering cities, and snow-capped mountains, rejecting many men along the way.
Nice.
Eventually, Savitri ventured deep into the jungle, where she met a young man chopping wood. His name was Satyavan, and like her, he loved the tranquil forest. But the princess saw he was not at peace. After talking for hours, Satyavan told her of his plight. His parents had once been wealthy rulers, until his father was blinded and overthrown in a violent coup. Now, Satyavan worked tirelessly to support their meager new life. His determination and devotion moved the princess. As they gazed into each other's eyes, she knew she'd finally found an equal. Savitri rushed home to tell her father the good news, only to find him conversing with Narad, the travelling sage and wisest messenger of the gods. At first, her father was thrilled to learn of Satyavan, but Narad revealed a tragic prophecy. Her betrothed had only a year to live. Savitri's blood ran cold. She'd waited so long to find her partner. Was she already doomed to lose him? The princess would not accept these terms. She swore before Narad, her family, and Savitri himself that she would never marry another. Satyavan was her one true love, and their fates were entwined forever. Moved by her powerful words, the sage told the princess to follow an ancient spiritual regimen. With regular prayer, periods of fasting, and preparation of special herbs and plants, she might be able to prolong Satyavan's life. After a simple wedding, the couple returned to the jungle to live in keeping with the sage's instructions. This modest existence was a far cry from her lavish upbringing, but they were happy in each other's company. A year passed, and the fated day arrived. On their first anniversary, the sun grew horribly hot, and Satyavan's brow began to burn. Savitri barely had time to drag him into the shade before he grew still and cold. Through her tears, the princess saw an immense figure on the horizon. This was Yamaraj, the god of death, come to escort Satyavan's soul to the afterlife. But Savitri was not giving up yet. She followed the god for hours in the beating sun. Yamaraj thundered at the princess to leave him in peace, but even as her feet bled and throat burned, Savitri would not turn back. Eventually, Yamaraj paused. He would grant her one wish as a reward for her persistence, but she couldn't ask for her husband's life. Without hesitating, Savitri asked the god to restore her father-in-law's sight. The wish was granted, and Yamaraj rode on. But still, Savitri's footsteps echoed behind him. Exasperated, the god granted her a second wish. This time, she asked for Satyavan's kingdom to be restored. Again, the wish was granted, and Yamaraj began his descent into his subterranean kingdom. But when he glanced back, he was astounded to see the bedraggled princess stumbling along. He'd never seen such devotion to the dead, and he honored her dedication with one final wish. Savitri wished to be the mother of many children. The god agreed and waved to dismiss her. But the princess only repeated the vow she'd made 1 year earlier. Her fate was forever entwined with Satyavan. How could she bear many children if Yamaraj would not return her husband? Hearing this clever question, the god relented, knowing he'd been beaten. With Yamaraj's blessing and respect, Satyavan was returned to Savitri, and the two walked back to the land of the living, united in a love that not even death could destroy. Not all negotiations with death end quite so well, but then again, not everyone makes one fatal mistake. Find out what Orpheus should have done differently to save his love, Eurydice, with this video.
Great.
Or
they're associated with TED Talk, this channel, so TED Ed. So I'm assuming they're just based educational videos about. But yeah, it was the quality of it. Even though I know this is something totally different, reminded me of like the Harry Potter.
That's exactly what I was.
Which one of my favorite scenes in all of Harry Potter.
That is my favorite scene. Is the Deathly Hallows story.
When the animation they do for that story.
My favorite moment.
But yeah, one was that God of Death was in that Telugu classic we watched. Was he the guy with the? Does he look like a big guy with
having the fight,
the gold thing that was like a big hammer almost?
Maybe so.
I don't remember the god's name that was playing. Once again, fantastic movie. Go watch a review of that. We really enjoyed that film.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought this was great. A great video, very educational about the story.
And entertaining. It was. Mm-hmm. It reminded me, it's not anywhere near the same kind of animation, but the feeling of it with narration and the way things were going, it absolutely reminded me of that moment in Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows. Yeah. And what a great story. I would love to see.
Have we seen an
epic film depicting that very story?
Maybe we might have already.
We may have, yeah. They're like, yeah, here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3. You have seen it.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be really cool if like there's more of these style of videos that of really popular Hindu mythology, and if it's not called mythology, please let me know what it's called. That's the only thing that I can come up in my brain with. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I'm not trying to offend.
Yep.
Of like stories that are often depicted in films and stuff that always come about that we can kind of know before going, because I think that would help us appreciate certain films.
Absolutely.
Obviously, if we kind of know what the film is kind of based off.
It absolutely would. I remember I don't know how many films we've seen, especially in the early stages, where we saw the film and then afterwards did some research and realized, wow, I can see what they did in the storytelling to depict this in a certain way. And it would help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. That was great. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I hope you did too. Story time.
Once again, if any of it's wrong, blame the video, not us.
You didn't grant our 3 wishes. There were 4 wishes, you sons of bitches! What's the matter with you?
Unsubscribe! I didn't make the video, I'm sorry. Anyways, if there's more videos like this, that's like Orpheus. That's like Shakespeare, right? No?
No.
Or am I thinking of Othello?
You're thinking of Othello, yeah.
Orpheus. What is that?
An orifice? Ask your
Is that
mom.
Greek mythology, maybe? Anyways, if there's more videos like this that we should know about, please let us know down below.